明けのチャイムだ。帰ろう。楽しかったね。
Yeah, this is a dream. Because this never happened. Yeah. Yeah, the reality is, you know, she never really paid attention too much of Mob. Moving. Is Mob gonna move? Move places? No, Tsubomi's gonna be the one who's gonna be moving, isn't he? Yeah, here it comes, here it comes. Yeah. You gotta do something about it, Mob.
モブのやつ、そういえば高根さんのこと。でも、告白しなきゃ。
Oh my god. Everybody feels the same way. Yes. This is great. Ask them for advice. Yes. Oh, this is great. They don't have any experience at all. This is amazing. Of course, the final arc of Mob Psycho, of course it would be him trying to... I love these goofballs. Yes, he is. This is great. Because this is forcing Mob to grow by himself, right? Not to rely on other people. Well, throughout the rest of the series, a lot of people have been helping Mob, but now it's the time for Mob to actually grow and help himself. Oh my god, that's a long queue. I wonder if she's gonna realize that out of everybody that's, you know, queuing up, Mob is not one of those people. Actually, pretty good advice from her. Like genuinely pretty good advice.
自分だけは違うと信じたいのはわかるが、結局男ってのは単純な生き物なんだよ。なあ、芹沢。いや、俺、学校行ってなかったんでわかんないですね。今は真ん中ぐらいいただろ？いや、いないですね。
Poor Serizawa, dude.
誰に何を言われても茂雄くんの気持ちが変わらないんだったら、その気持ちは本気だってことだよね。
Hey, at least Serizawa is being mature about this. He never truly had a good, you know, childhood, but he's definitely making it up in the present.
何よりもまず清潔感だな。それから誠実さ、おしゃれで聞き上手なのも重要なポイントだぞ。あとは笑顔を大事にして重い空気は NG だ。それからそうそう、ドキドキさせる雰囲気作りも大事だ。カンニングしてる。だが結局駆け引きは不要だ。
Oh, that's brilliant. Just be yourself. That's the advice. That's the advice. This is honestly perfect as like the final thing that the show tackles, thematically speaking. No, don't. What are you?
僕はいつも告白される側だけど、手紙とか手作りクッキーとかもらった時はちょっと嬉しかったから、そういうのもありかと思ってさ。手作り。
Ultimately, Mob is gonna confess to her in the most simplest way possible. No theatrics or whatever, like, that's the point, right? That's the point we're setting all of this up. That's great. Is he gonna call her?
お久しぶりです、おばさん。茂雄です。つぼみちゃん言いますか？はい。お願いします。
Bro. You gotta do it in person. You gotta do it in person, man.
もしよければ明日の放課後さ。いや、学校じゃない方がいい。僕ら家近いし、久しぶりに公園でどうかな。
Okay.
そうそう。昔よく遊んだよね。
Good.
約束したの？やる？
Hey.
思い出の公園っていうのがまた。
Yes, chef's kiss indeed. So what's gonna go wrong? Of course, there is the possibility that the final conflict isn't against somebody, but against yourself, right? Because right now, Mob's biggest enemy is himself. Now I'm worried. Probably overdoing it, but
それと交換しよう。
いいんですか？どうして？みんな、
hey,
ありがとう。
look at that smile. Look at that confidence. I see where the conflict is now. Shit. Mob getting hit by a car is the last thing that I'm thinking of in regards to like potential conflict in this part of the show, but that just happened. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh, indeed. Oh no. And Tsubomi's gonna be there and Mob's not gonna be there. Oh shit. You know when I said that, you know, this final arc is probably gonna be Mob against himself?
嫌な地震だな。
Oh, it's not an earthquake.
身長160センチ前後で
Jeez. Wait, he's still holding the... Oh no, this is worse. This is worse. This is worse. If Tsubomi sees him like that, no. No, 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 no. Kanazawa. Good, good, good. Mob is obviously not in control of his body right now. Like, not in full control. Right. His emotions are.
何があったのか知らないけど、僕でよければ話を。ってマジか。
I am so nervous right now. This music is great. Just the repetitive of it. What if Tsubomi's the one who's able to calm him down? I don't know. It's either Tsubomi's the one who's able to calm him down, or it's the collective power of everybody that is Mob's friend.
この力に頼りきりの僕こそ凡人だってこと。超能力のない自分と向き合うことの大切さ。
Mm-hmm.
僕は知ってる。影山君はその努力をしている。影山君は人を傷つけるような人間じゃない。
He is not.
反応した。あれを破壊すれば。
Trying to get rid of the thing that he is relying on. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Jesus. Now the stakes are higher. There's civilians, bystanders.
そんな風に暴走してコントロールを失うなんて。君も意外と凡人なんだね。
Trying to find levity in the situation. Oh, that theme kicking in. Jesus Christ, this animation! You're doing a fantastic job, Hanazawa. Holding off on your own against Mob in his current state.
君はあの時初めて
Yeah, back in season 1.
一人で泣いていたね。きっと今だってそうだろ。
Hmm.
泣いてるんだろ影山くん。ねえ本当は止めてほしいんだろ。そうだろ。
Okay. We're in his mind. We're in his mind.
花沢くん。わかる。僕がやった。花沢くんのことも。僕がやったんだ。
だけど甘く見るなよ。
Holy shit, that art style for him. Just adding that bit of extra detail.
影山くんの
Wow. I'm your rival. Hmm?
ライバルだ。
Rival.
今回は僕の勝ちかな。
Oh, beautiful transition.
来るよねモブ君。
He will. I don't know at what state though, but he will.
この画像に映ってるのって。
Oh yeah, they're cluing in, they're cluing in.
レゲンさん、これ
This is good, this is good, this is good. All of Mob's friends are figuring out and knowing that this is all because of Mob.
老人や子供を含め避難を終えたとのことだ。思う存分に力を発揮できる。付近では電子機器が
Ah, shit.
従ってお前たちにはパラシュートで降下してもらう。
Good luck. It's literally the Suicide Squad.
先輩に譲るもん。私一人で行く。相手は生半可じゃない。
Oh.
標的は知ってるやつなの。
Or yeah, he knows. He knows.
急いだ方がいい。出口を開けろ。
Holy shit. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of like past characters that Mob has faced before in this episode. Holy shit, I was not expecting him to be back. Ah, the episode is gonna end. Okay. Okay. It is crazy, but at the same time thematic that the final obstacle in the show will be Mob himself. But yeah, seeing all of those like past, again, like those past characters that Mob has faced before from seasons 1 and seasons 2, like, alright, we are approaching the end game. This is the penultimate, well, it's not really the penultimate episode, but it is the penultimate video for Mob Psycho 100. Decided to stop the reaction here and then we continue on with the final 2 episodes because I feel like this is a good stopping point. Mainly because of like the, you know, how these 2 episodes are being, you know, set up, right? These 2 episodes are the setup episode for the final 2 episodes that I think is going to be us, the audience, and the characters trying to, you know, bring Mob back to, you know, to his senses, because right now obviously Mob is unconscious. His emotions are or you know, his powers are taking over him, right? And he can't really do anything about it, right? He needs to snap out of it, and that's like the thing that a lot of these people are trying to do, especially some of the recurring characters that we met throughout these 2 episodes. I think it is fun to see, you know, members of Claw from like back from like seasons 1 and 2, especially let me see if I can find his name, Toichiro from season 2, right? Just making an appearance, just like, hey, remember me? Yeah, I'm back. I don't know, it's fun. It's fun. Like sure you can say, like, you know, like they could have made a different villain or a different antagonist to fight Mob, but ultimately it's not about facing an antagonist, it's about facing Mob, right? That's the key, right? That's the thing. We're not trying to face an enemy, we're trying to face our inner emotions, our inner demons, if you will, right? And that is currently what Mob is trying to go for, and what his friends are trying to stop, right? Thematically, I said in the reaction of how good this is, because again, like throughout the entire series of Mob Psycho 100, we are focusing a lot on Mob and his ability or inability to control his powers all the time, right? We always got that moment whenever he reaches 100%, then his ability to control his powers, you know, he can't really control it as much, right? But he always gets back up. He always, you know, managed to regain his composure, regain his consciousness. But right now, this is a big problem, because usually during those moments, he is still facing against an enemy, right? We're not really facing an enemy here. We're dealing with civilians. We're dealing with people who are just bystanders, innocent lives, children, and all that stuff. And of course, essentially, and more importantly, friends, right? So yeah, thematically, I do love how this, I love where the show is going. And I feel like this is, you know, because of how much this has been set up in the previous seasons and this season especially, you know, with this theme and message, I think it's safe for me to say that by the end of this show, Mob will not only accept his powers, because ultimately that's pretty much it, right? It's not just about controlling your powers, but it's also about accepting your powers, right? Especially during like a couple of episodes ago, where what was his name, the new kid that just appeared, Takenaka, right? When we first met Takenaka back in like episode 7 of season 3, we got this little bit of a discussion, you know, this little talk between him and Mob, and talking about, like, you know, the notion of like having these superpowers, right? These abilities, right? And while some people will see it as, you know, gifts, it can also be, you know, a burden, because now you have more responsibility than other people, right? Now you have the responsibility to keep those powers in check, and, you know, be responsible, and, you know, don't overuse it, don't abuse it, and all, right? And because especially if you lose control, if you lose if you lose your handling of them, then bad things will obviously happen. And we have seen that happen before with Mob, right? When, you know, through his multiple flashbacks and even events in season 1 and 2, where he did lose his control, and what eventually happens is when he regains his composure, when he regains his consciousness, he realizes the actions that he had done outside of his control, and then he regrets everything, right? It's these past traumas, right, of how he was hurting people, right, and how he basically, you know, yeah, hurting people and ruining other people's lives, right? Just accidentally speaking, right? So, and that feeling of like, again, like that feeling of like the inability to fully control your powers, and it does make Mob, you know, slightly, it does make him sort of hate himself more. Not fully hate, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? It's his distaste for his powers in a sense, right? Sometimes it can be used, most of the times it can be used for good, but he also knows that if it's used for bad, then he's going to be the one who is bearing that responsibility, and he doesn't, he doesn't want that burden to bear, right? It's too much for him, right? I mean, look at him. He's a very precious boy, right? Like, he has a very, very precious heart, and some of the actions that he has caused during his unconscious state is pretty much going against everything that he stands for, right? And that's why he doesn't like that part. So I can definitely see how this show is going to end. And if it does end this way, then all I can do is just clap and say they did it, right? I can, if they end with Mob finally accepting his powers, not just controlling his powers, but accepting his powers, and more importantly, it's for Mob to not rely on his powers. That's another thing, right? Accept your powers, accept who you are, but more importantly, don't rely on them as much. The whole point of the show is to be yourself, right? It's to be who you are. It's literally the lyrics of the opening songs has always been alluding that, right? Especially in this season, right? The one and only one. And like what other lyrics that the other openings have mentioned? The lyrics from like the second opening for the show, right? Is that your ideal? Is that your mind? Your life is your own, right? That's basically it, right? Ultimately, it's not about your powers, it's about being yourself, it's about being Mob, right? And pairing this with his current goal to, get Tsubomi's attention and confession, and I just realized that the poster that they use for season 3 is basically the final act of the season, where he's getting the bouquet and trying to walk to the playground. Like I just realized that. But yeah, ultimately it's like in the past, right? And again, paralleling this to like the theme of the show, right? In the past, Mob is always trying, Mob has always been with Tsubomi, right? They were childhood friends, right? They play around together. They've known each other for such a long time. But the thing is, every time Mob tries to impress Tsubomi with his, superpowers, like look at this, look at the way that I am able to like put all of these stuff in the air. Isn't that cool? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that crazy? Like Tsubomi doesn't really care that much, does she? She doesn't really, she wasn't phased by it. She just doesn't care because ultimately, again, ultimately it's not about the powers themselves. The powers isn't what made Mob a Mob, right? It's not what made Shigeo Mob, right? It's she likes him because of himself, right? That's the point. That's the thing, right? So I am curious to see like, where these final 2 episodes are gonna go. Even though at this point I feel like that's pretty obvious where it's gonna go, right? Friends are gonna come in, former enemies, still enemies, and enemies are still gonna come in as well, trying to stop Mob. What however their methods are. It is also kind of interesting or kind of an ironic twist of fate where the character that almost ended the world, or at least ended that specific part of Japan, that city, in the end of season 2 is gonna be the one that is saving that city from Mob, right? Let's say saving, quote unquote, right? Like it's not like he wants to do it, but it's more like he has a bone to pick, right? He wants that. He wants that revenge, right? Like he wants that rematch. So that is a really fascinating twist of fate. I am also curious to see like where they're gonna go with his character with Toichiro. Like curious to see like how he is going to factor into all of this, because we only have like 2 episodes left, and obviously he's not a main character in season 3, right? He was the main character in season 2, and we've been building him up in season 2, but in season 3, he just appeared, right? So curious to see like where he's gonna go. We'll probably gonna get it like we're probably gonna get like a really cool animated fight between the two. Like come on, that's a recipe for, you know, for incredible Sakuga. Come on, but ultimately, as I said, you know, it's about his friends trying to reach out for Mob, and then it has to be Mob himself who accepts himself. But ultimately, his friends are going to be the one who pushes Mob to the right place, but Mob himself will be the one, you know, that saves himself, right? That's thematically, I think that should be where things will conclude, right? It's not just about Mob's friends saving him, but it's about Mob saving him from himself, right? It's him accepting his powers, it's him accepting his abilities, while also realizing that his abilities does not make him him. His abilities are just a part of him, but it's not what makes him special, right? Mob is Mob. You are you, right? It's not about the powers. It's about the person who holds that power, right? And yeah, I think we're gonna get a pretty happy ending, to say the least. I don't know if the confession is gonna happen or not, and I don't know if it's actually gonna. Even if it does happen, I don't know if Tsubomi's gonna accept it, right? Because it can still go either way. Because Tsubomi can still say that they can still be friends, and at that point I'm cool with it if Mob is also cool with it. But it also could be, you know, really cool if Tsubomi actually, you know, accepted his feelings and all, considering that we've been building this up a lot. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's no buts. That's pretty much it. Fantastic set of episodes. Animation. Oh, bro, I almost forgot to talk about him. I almost forgot to talk about Hanazawa. That scene when it was great. It was great. It's a great callback to their first ever meeting. It's also, you know, like it all comes full cycle where Hanazawa was unable to defeat Mob before, but now he can, but not necessarily defeating Mob, but it's just one-upping him through actions, right? Now, Hanazawa is the one who is, you know, now he is the one saving people, right? He is able to save all of these people, and you know, it also goes to show like how much he really is a friend to Mob, because he's not, you know, because he's doing this not just to save people, but it's also to, you know, bring that friend back, right? Yeah, it's great. The animation is great during that sequence as well. I love how, you know, when he is trying to hold off against Mob, like his clothing just starts ripping off. Like that's just such a classic thing to happen, right? Where the hero is like trying to hold, you know, like the super mega beam or whatever, and then their clothing or their, you know, skin starts to like rip off, and they're screaming like I always like that. It's a common trope sometimes during, you know, in these fantasy shows, if you will, but it's cool. It's cool if it's done right. Also really love how they kind of went back with the presentation, the visualization of Hanazawa's hair becoming bald, but it's not really played for jokes anymore, is it? No, it's not. No. You can still laugh at it, sure, that's fine, but ultimately its main purpose in this episode isn't about making a joke like, well, remember what happened in season 1? Remember what happened when that happened and we all have a laugh? But that's not what happened here, right? Because in season 1, right, he wasn't accepting that, right? That was a sign of defeat, right? That his hair being, you know, cut and burned is a sign of his defeat and humiliation. Now it's a sign of him accepting who he is. He's not gloating about it. He's not making remarks about it at all. Nope. It just happened. We don't talk about it. It's a natural thing. He accepts it, stands proud, and continues to save other people in that process, right? And proclaims, hey, I'm still your rival, Mob. This time, I got you. Again, great use of these two characters and how it ends, right? How it comes back full circle. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. So, cannot wait for the next 2 episodes of Mob Psycho 100. It is going to be the final episode, final video for Mob Psycho, and it is going to be the finale for Mob Psycho 100. I'm gonna miss the show. I'm gonna miss the show once that day comes. So, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction to Mob Psycho 100. Hit the like if you haven't already, and yeah. Alright, see you guys next time. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace.